Okay, starting the playback in 3, 2, 1 now. Alright, so I don't actually know how interesting the stuff that I'm saying during these videos is, so if you would prefer to just watch the video and not listen to my voice, I have a solution for that. If you start listening to I'm Your Captain by Grand Funk Railroad, about 25 seconds into the video, I'll try to remember to point out right now, it should play to the end, and then you can just watch the speed draw and have some good music. And that is actually the music that I was listening to while designing this character, so you kind of get like a bit of a theme going. Obviously, I listened to more songs than that when I was actually working on this, because this project took me a little over 11 hours of solid work, and I actually drew the first half of it about a month ago, I would say, about a month prior to recording this, and then had to take a break because I was trying to make it very detailed and I needed to work on some other things in the meantime. So something that I learned in that interim period is how to record just the window on my monitor rather than the entire monitor itself. So halfway through, you'll stop seeing little pop-ups and brush selections, and I didn't have to edit out the recording software anymore. So I'm glad that I figured that out. I know I always cut that out, but I always cut out any parts where you can see like my desktop or the web browsers. But now I don't even have to do that, so that's just wonderful. So this is a character. How long have I been talking before even addressing this character? This is a character I invented in high school, probably around the time that I first discovered the song "I'm Your Captain" by Grand Funk Railroad, which is actually the song that inspired this character. So that's why I was listening to that album when I was working on it. It kind of got me in the mindset, but he is a pirate captain, or a ship captain. I don't think he starts as a pirate, though. He's a ship captain whose crew mutinies against him and steals his ship and leaves him for dead on some island, and he kind of goes a little crazy. I know, not Jack Sparrow. I know it sounds like Jack Sparrow right now. It's not at all that. Because he's also like the ruler of this mythical land. In the environment that he finds himself, the people who end up finding him marooned, they find the land that he claims to be from to be a myth. I originally kind of pictured it being like a Laputa kind of flying castle in the sky, and people didn't actually believe that it existed, and he claims to be the ruler of it. So they kind of think he's nuts, and I wanted to build into his character that he might actually be a little nuts, and so it makes it very unclear whether or not he is just has delusions. And then he is supposed to be this like a prince of a faraway land, and he's supposed to be like, you know, magical in some way. So one thing that I played with that was giving him blue hair, and that does kind of make him look a bit anime, and that's kind of my style, is I guess a little similar to anime when I'm drawing, and especially the hair. It's just straight up some manga hair. So go ahead and call this character weeaboo inspired if you like. That's totally fine with me. But I ultimately really like how his hair turned out, and I don't care. It's blue. It's just blue. And I decided fairly recently that the character actually dyes his hair blue. And this is important for a couple reasons. Or one reason. I don't know. So in this fantasy world that he lives in, you could easily just say, there are people with blue hair, so I don't need to explain why his hair is blue. But I've decided, just to give him that little bit more of eccentricity, that blue hair is as unnatural in this fantasy world as it is in our world. And I made the conscious choice that this character bleaches and then dyes his hair blue. Because he likes what it looks like, and he doesn't care what you think. So you've already seen, because I've done the line work for both of them, but I started off with this portrait that I thought was really cool, and then I kind of wanted to do like a pin-up or a pose of the character kind of standing in front of his portrait, and the character standing there, I kind of took some inspiration from like Disney's Hercules, with the idea of him like pulling up his sleeve, getting ready to throw a punch. In my mind, he's just taken a hit from like a big hulking barbarian figure, and gone was sent flying into a wall, probably crashing into furniture and stuff. And he just gets right back up, rolls up his sleeves, and he's like, "Nah, bring it on." He's that kind of character. Nothing can stop him. He's also a little. I've said he's a bit of a lunatic. He's very recklessly heroic. So most people would probably see him as kind of a madman with a bit of a hero complex. And he gets whatever traveling companions he meets along the way into a lot more trouble than necessary, because he needs to go and fight the big bad guy. And here I'm picking his eye color, and I wanted to try and keep making it like mystical. Originally I was going to do like a really bright, or not bright, a really light blue, because I always kind of like people with like incredibly light blue eyes. I always think they look like they have some kind of like mystical like psychic ability or something. Like it's just such a really otherworldly look. So I really like that eye color in people, but I decided I didn't want to just do blue with his blue hair. So I ended up giving him golden eyes, which I think are more subtle, but it is kind of an unnatural color. It could just look like brown, yellow kind of eyes, but I wanted them to kind of be golden, as I thought it made it look, kind of mythical. I also thought there's no reason he needs to be color coordinated. I could have given him like a blue coat. I could have given him just all blue and put together this whole thing, but I figured real life clothing, not as color coordinated as it usually is in cartoons, and I wanted to do a bit more realism in that, because I'm trying to do this. I want him to be like a pirate guy, rather than some kind of like superhero costumed character. So the idea behind doing the person standing in front of the portrait, I kind of looked at as I play a lot of 2D fighters like Street Fighter and Dragon Ball fighters, and these are all things that I can put in the tags, I guess, and I'm stealing that directly from the YouTube Drawfee channel, which I can also now put in the tag. Shameless, I guess. But I kind of got the idea, the image of a character select screen in one of these like fighting games, and so I thought, like, if you hover over this guy's portrait, his smaller standing self would then like pop up, and it would be kind of fun to maybe put together more characters that could like fit in this kind of maybe not in the world, but in the theme of it being a fighting game, and not just make like the most ridiculous characters who have nothing to do with each other. Like I might make a robot or something, or I might make like a Frankenstein monster or an alien or something, and they're just all, alien Frankenstein robot versus blue hair pirate. Why not? And it's just fun. I put way more effort into his bandana than I expected to, but like there are parts in this where I'm very, very heavily diving into doing all the detail work, and then there are other parts where I'm like, this is too tedious, and it is those moments where I had taken breaks and worked on other projects in between. But though the main reason I put effort into the bandana is this is kind of, so I made this character in high school, and I meant to look up when Gurren Lagann actually came out, because this character, the way that I imagine him acting, and kind of the tone of the story that I was working on, really kind of makes me just think of Kamina, the character Kamina from Gurren Lagann. And the fact that he has blue hair and I gave him that red bandana, I kept thinking, like, no one is gonna believe that I invented this character before I saw that, but I did. And I think the only real way to get ahead of that is to just say it now. Like I totally welcome the comparisons to Kamina because I like that character and I like Gurren Lagann a whole lot. So if I would, if anything I make is anywhere near as successful as Gurren Lagann became, then hey, I don't care. Like, go ahead and tell me that you think I took inspiration from that. But just don't say I ripped it off, because I don't think I ripped it off. I hope not. But anyway, so this is the final project, and I hope you enjoyed it. I would like some feedback if you feel like giving it to me, because this one took me quite a while to do, and I had to speed it up even more to make the video under... well, it ended up being about 10 and a half minutes, but if... So I'd like to know, would you rather see shorter videos, or would you rather see slower speed draws? I kind of think speeding it up is probably better, because then the video is not going to be... If I made this one is 60 times 60 times speed. If I had made it 30 times speed like I normally do, it would have been a 22-minute video. So let me know which you would prefer. I'm kind of leaning towards shorter videos. So otherwise, that's all I have to say on this one. Thanks.